All right, let's just jump right in. If you've ever run a business or marketing team, you know the question. It's that little voice in the back of your head that asks, is any of this actually working? We pour money into software, ads, new tools, but are we really driving growth? Or are we just, throwing money at a wall and hoping something sticks? Well, today, that all stops. Today, we end the guesswork. So let me ask you point blank, are your investments paying off? Or does it feel like you're just spending in the dark? And that's not just some throwaway question. It's the multi-million-dollar problem that sits right at the heart of pretty much every business out there. Which brings us perfectly to our first section, spending in the dark. This is what happens when hope becomes your business strategy. It's not just fuzzy and uncertain, it is incredibly expensive. Think about it. You're making major budget decisions based on what you think is working, with no real proof.
And see, this is where the old ways just don't cut it anymore. A traditional ROI calculation, sure, it'll tell you what happened. Revenue divided by cost. But the methods we're about to unpack, they tell you why it happened. And maybe even more importantly, they tell you how confident you can be that you're right. We're about to go from what to why.
This leads us to what is, without a doubt, the most important concept we're going to talk about today. Correlation isn't causation. Honestly, getting this one concept wrong is probably the single biggest reason businesses waste money. You could even say it's the villain of our story.
And this slide right here, this is the light bulb moment. Correlation is just noticing two things happened at the same time. Sales went up when we ran the ad. Okay, interesting. But causation? Causation is the holy grail. That's knowing, for a fact, that sales went up because we ran the ad. That one word change, from when to because, is a world of difference. It's everything.
So how do we find that holy grail? We use a tool called causal analysis. It's a fancy name, but all it really is a statistical method that cuts through all the noise and finds the true cause and effect relationship. It proves that your investment is actually the thing making your revenue go up. So how does it actually work? Let's decode what your real ROI looks like. And don't worry, you are not going to need a PhD in statistics for this, I promise. It really all boils down to just two numbers. That's it, two numbers you need to know. Number one is the beta coefficient. We'll just call it beta. And it's beautifully simple. It tells you exactly how much your revenue goes up for every single dollar you put into an investment.
The easiest way to think about it, beta is your bang for your buck number. That's it. Is the number high? You're getting a big bang. Is the number low? Well, you're getting a bit of a whimper. It's that intuitive.
Now, let's put this into practice with a simple traffic light system. If your beta is less than 1, that's a red light. Full stop. It means for every dollar you're putting in, you're getting less than $1 back. You are literally losing money on this investment.
What if your beta is exactly 1? Well, that's a yellow light. You're just breaking even. For every dollar you put in, you get $1 back. You're not losing money, which is good, but you're not making any either. It's a huge warning sign that something needs to change. But this is what we're all looking for. The green light. A beta greater than 4 is generally considered an excellent return on your investment. This is the data screaming at you that this investment is a winner, and you should probably think about doubling down on it. But wait a minute, how do we know that our great bang for your buck number is actually real and not just some random fluke? That's where our second number comes in, the p-value. The p-value is our fact checker. It asks the tough question. Is it possible that sales just happened to go up by random chance at the exact same time we made this investment? The p-value gives us the answer. So, think of the p-value as your confidence meter. Now, here's the one slightly tricky part you got to remember. With p-values, the lower the number, the better. A low p-value means high confidence. Why? Because it represents the probability that you're just being fooled by random chance. So, a tiny number means there's a tiny chance it's a fluke. That's what we want. Okay, enough theory. Let's get to the fun part. Let's see how these two numbers, beta and p-value, work together in a real-world showdown to help us spot the winners and, of course, the losers. So here we have a tale of two investments, Salesforce and LinkedIn ads. And wow, the difference is night and day. Look at Salesforce, an amazing beta of 4.7, meaning great bang for your buck, and a p-value of 0.001, which is tiny. That gives us super high confidence. Then you look at LinkedIn ads, a weak beta of 1.4 and a p-value of 0.150, which is pretty high. That means our confidence is incredibly low.
Let's just translate that into those simple signals we talked about. Salesforce gets a massive green light. The data is strong, the return is high, and our confidence is through the roof. LinkedIn ads, that's a yellow light at best. The return is barely there, and worse, that high p-value tells us we can't even be sure that small return is real. It might just be random noise. The data makes the verdict crystal clear.
So what's the point of all this? What do we actually do with this knowledge? Well, this is where it all comes together. We're going from insight directly to action and to profit.
The strategy is so simple, it's almost beautiful. Step 1. We take $100 away from the proven underperformer, our LinkedIn ads. Step 2. We reinvest that exact same $100 into our proven high performer, Salesforce. Notice we haven't spent a single extra penny. And what's the result of that simple move? An extra $330 in revenue. Every single month. All from reallocating the budget we already had. Zero additional spending. We just moved money from a place where it wasn't working to a place where we proved it was. And really, this says it all, doesn't it? It's not about finding more money to spend. It's about spending the money you already have way more intelligently. That is the incredible power you unlock when you move from just guessing to actually knowing. So let's wrap it up with the key takeaways. First, stop settling for correlation. Demand proof of causation. Second, figure out your bang for your buck using that beta number. Third, always check your confidence meter with the p-value. And finally, the easiest win is often just reallocating your budget from the losers to the winners.
And that really just leaves one final question. When you think about your business, your budget, your investments, are you ready to stop guessing?